Alright, so Square released, no, Square Enix, not Square, used to be Square. Square Enix released a media pack, or I like to call it a media pack, but it's some new screenshots of the Final Fantasy VII Remake that we would like to go through.
Yeah, and we're going to be looking through these screenshots right now and giving our opinions on what we think. Basically, because it's going to detail some new scenes and images that we haven't seen before, possibly giving away some more information about the game, which could be interesting. So,
But yeah, unfortunately, they didn't give us any new trailers, which was a shame. But however, with what? Since this release today, 100 days to go, I think, before it releases?
Yeah, when these screenshots come out, it was almost 100, well, it was 100 or 99 days or something.
Yeah, lost count though.
Yeah.
We should do a countdown.
So let's throw these screenshots up on the screen then and get a good look.
Yeah, so we're doing a look at that presentation style of the screenshots.
So what have we got here? So I think this is sort of a screenshot we've most similar to what we've seen so far. Obviously, you can even see some of this stuff in the demo footage. There was another demo that basically had this segment in where you fight the sweeper.
The unplayable one, isn't it, from the E3?
Yeah,
that they had on the stage. But yeah, nothing
from this particular one. I can't really decipher anything that we don't know already, or anything. It's lovely to see that there's another sweeper in the background there, which is quite cool.
Again, I like these shots. How I'm guessing these are shot in, what's it, the active time battle mode? Or was it? Don't remember the name of the mode now, where they slow everything down. It is ATV mode, isn't it? But I wonder. Yeah, it just looks very nice. I can't get over how nice it looks. Everything just looks.
Yeah, even down to the reflection on that sweeper's foot there, from the sparks that you can see happening. It's really cool over this area. Yeah, lovely. Obviously, we know about the staggered system, and we've seen some of these moves before, like the Punisher mode and stuff. Let's move on to the next screenshot.
Yeah, go for it. Is that a soldier?
Okay, this
is
actually
that
looks
camouflage.
It is camouflage. That's definitely some kind of black and tan sort of.
Wutai?
Possible. I don't think it's Wutai. But I know this area we haven't actually seen yet. I don't think, because this is on the train tracks by the looks of it.
The underground bit after the when Tifa's in the party, so right after we grab her. But
so, well, goes to show this is probably like his stinger type move where, you know, he can sweep 3 enemies at once. AoEs with that giant buster sword. Looking at the HPs there, seeing them really high this early in the game. What did it start off with? What sort of HPs did we get
when
we
began
the game?
The original game?
Yeah.
350, I think. 350.
Oh, was it that low?
Yeah.
Okay. It also begs the question of how far we can level and what happens in the next part of the game.
Funny you asked that. I read a similar discussion somewhere where apparently encounters will be limited, so we can't grind to the max level before the next part of the game comes out. But that's just what I read. I don't know whether there'll be any random encounters or not. Although it would be wrong to not have it, I would say.
I do like a bit of grinding though. You know, a bit of the old grind. I don't mind that element too much. The option's nice.
But however, I think it would be silly to max out on this game and then you lose your progress or it carries over and you easily beat the next bit. But I don't think that's gonna.
Just another note about textures and reflections. If you look around this screenshot, the very top of it, you can see there's a pole there. It's reflecting the purple in the background. Look right into the background, you can see that there's some red lights reflecting on some air ducts, sort of it on the left hand side. There, just those little touches of detail, man, it really makes this feel alive.
Oh yeah, it's like for immersive.
Yeah, down to the textures, everything, absolute magical. Looking at it, and yeah, even the wiring down on the train tracks, even though those textures look slightly more flat, but I can forgive some things, you know.
Yeah, we're not gonna pay attention to the floor while fighting the enemies.
Let's move on to the next screenshot then.
Okay. What's that? Blade beam?
That does look like blade beam. I think we've seen 3 different moves here, but obviously it says Punisher mode because that's a mode of attack, isn't it? I believe. in
Well,
the game.
you played it.
I know, but
was it not on the demo?
you know what? I need to play again. I can't remember that one.
But what's he fighting? Is that I
know Cloud's nearly like. Oh, yeah, it's like Half-Life.
Also, the HP is massively
That's
expanded.
a good question. What is he fighting? I don't recognise that mob. Do you?
No.
Have you seen that one before?
Could be something in Crisis Core, but
it's some kind of tanky sort of engine.
Maybe I might have seen it in Crisis Core. The wings on like the left, the top, the upper part of the body looks kind of familiar. But
this could be one of the. Obviously, it was recently announced as well that we'll be seeing parts of the compilation lore in the game, and these will be some stuff will be implemented in there, so we might be seeing stuff possibly from Crisis Core
or even Dirge of Cerberus.
Oh god.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Talk about HP. Look at their HP; it's massively increased.
Yeah, I know. So this goes to say this could be a lot further on in the game.
Yeah, you kind of wonder whether is it still part of the like reactor, or is it just an extra spare mission? No, not extra spare. Like a side thing where we can do end game. But,
yeah. Maybe.
Okay.
Screenshot.
Yeah, go for it.
Wow. I didn't realise they posted so many screenshots of Cloud doing moves in this.
It's all Cloud, isn't it? Actually.
But I've just noticed the mode has changed to operator mode.
This is the auto thing.
I'd love to go over exactly what that means. My memory fails me. I was in another planet when I was actually playing the demo.
But this was pretty bland anyway.
It's pretty bland-ish. Yeah. I can still see a lot of detail. Like obviously, we're in like factories and stuff. It's going to be pretty bland, I guess. I mean, I've noticed
Cloud's solo here, so they must have just left him on the train after they got.
This could be a run up to him getting on the train. Yeah, this sort of area. He doesn't have camo on there. I noticed.
Oh well.
Yeah. So
let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh.
Something we've seen from the trailer previously.
Yeah, the battle of the Zero boss. I think
Alps. Yeah.
But looking at it, either she just cast a spell or was it part of a normal attack. But
again, looking around,
was that Ifrit? No, it can't be. No,
looking around at the lighting as well in the game,
it's
just on some of the lights.
So nice, and the sparks.
It really had such a brilliant effect to this game.
Don't know what the Tempest move is. Maybe?
Oh, so the Tempest move was actually recently explained by I think it's Tabata.
Was it in the interview you sent me?
Ew! Why did I say Tabata? He's got nothing to do with this game. Who?
Oh, I don't remember names. I don't remember names at the moment.
Anyway, one of the main directors, obviously the OG guys, come out and basically explain this move. So it's a projectile which will shoot into the enemy and then will stay where it is. And when it explodes, it will basically form an AoE damage effect.
So like a time bomb.
It's more like an icicle though. That I don't believe what is being shown. Or possibly, actually, the explosion might be from the Tempest attack. But the Tempest attack was explained recently as well.
No, I'll go read it back then. I didn't check it out yet.
Yeah, so we'll go on to the next one then. So another scene we've sort of seen already. This is the motorcycle chase. Well, the new motorcycle chase that has kind of been added into the game.
I think it's done. This is probably done before the Mako Reactor 5 raid. Is it Mako Reactor 5? It is Sector 5. The bit after you get your.
Well, they're all present here. You got Jesse, Biggs.
Yeah, but then
Wedge.
And also that super soldier guy, the extra character they added.
I believe he'll probably come through after this.
Yeah, I think he gets introduced here.
An interesting thing here. I wonder is that the name of the bikes they're on, the Motonox Gust, as they both have it on their names there.
Long range spinning slash.
Yeah, looks like maybe there's multiple options here that will be doing different moves whilst on the bikes. And
but
stuff.
It's nice to see Wedge, Jesse, and Biggs and much more involved. Because previously they were just quite side characters, even though they.
But people seem to still have fond memories of them as well. I noticed because I always really liked Wedge.
Which
Like,
one's
he had
which one's
this
Wedge?
really-
Is he the big large
He's the big,
one?
the larger guy. Like, he
Right,
had a
right.
really nice demeanor about him. I don't know what it was.
Well, they translated it very well in the earlier trailers. Where,
Yeah.
You're doing this for the planet, aren't you, Cloud? And I was like, not interested. Get shot down. But yeah,
Okay.
there's that. So
All right. So the next screenshot is
I think that they
Oh.
are. Speaking of the
Wedge himself.
Yeah.
Or is it Biggs? Nice Wedge.
it's Wedge. I think Wedge because
Definitely Wedge.
I think it's a Wedge.
We call ourselves super fans.
I think it's Wedge. I hope it's.
Okay. Looking at this again.
Should we Google?
Again, we're on like the absolute crazy detail of this game and what they are willing to show off. I mean, look at that wood texture on that gun. I mean, that's so cool.
Is it? It
I don't
looks
know
like
what-
a grenade launcher as well. Half grenade launcher. Look at the circular thing near the trigger.
Yeah.
Don't know what that is. The cylinder.
Do you know what actually looks like a film reel?
Oh, maybe he's doing Azedis version's
Yeah, a little hand.
Prompto.
I love his shoulder pads. They're really cool. I notice his hair's a bit blue, like a bit of a bluish tinge.
Could be
to
the
it,
light he's looking into.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And,
definitely.
He's got a really friendly looking face. I love it. It just reminds me of the character. Very
Yeah,
hairy arms.
Really
by the
can't
looks
wait,
of it.
really can't wait for the interaction between him and everyone else. We'll see. Hopefully, I'm expecting to see a lot of expanded interaction.
But again, mentioning the detail, hairy arms. When have you ever seen hairy arms on a video game character that look like hairy arms?
Well, he looks like he should have a beard though as well. I mean,
Maybe a little bit more stubble.
Yeah,
But I think
too
he's supposed
clean-shaven.
to be showed. He's a young adult.
Well, normally the age of competency in
Yeah.
JRPGs is what, 17?
A young
16?
adult who plucks his eyebrows and shaves daily. But yeah, very friendly looking face. I love this character.
Yeah.
I think he's. I'm looking forward to seeing what he brings to the table. Next screenshot. Here we have
Biggs,
Biggs
hopefully.
looking like a badass. I think he's got.
If we're wrong, where did the slides around?
I think he has a bit of the badass tone that he sort of came across in the games as
I
well.
never actually noticed any badassery out of him.
Well, it was the initial like kick, the way you meet him for the first time, and he's wrecking soldiers.
Oh yeah, no, Jesse flips us over the soldier. No, he kicks. Did he kick or punch? He jumps on top of the soldier at the beginning.
I don't know.
Then Jesse flips one over. I
They
think.
they both know what they're doing.
Yeah.
You have no idea. Them two seem really smart.
The veterans of the
Yeah,
group.
they're like the ones doing the hard bit. I mean, what does Cloud actually do in that bombing run but be a heavy? He's just there for like
Yeah.
a bit more power,
No,
isn't
set the bomb.
he? Yeah.
Because Barrett wasn't
Yeah,
going to do it.
you put that over there. We'll test you.
Yeah.
Okay, next screenshot then.
Oh.
We got Jesse, and this time we're in the 7th Heaven diner. A couple of pinball machines, or bar and diner.
Oh yeah, is it?
I think it's a diner, so I think you can eat in there. So you can see a couple of pinball machines there in the background. Again, I feel like her face has changed slightly from the first
this
time we saw her.
screenshot is a bit off or weird, I think, but
It's
maybe
not
it's
weird,
the focus on the
but I
head.
noticed that when we looked at Biggs' Wedge, when we looked at Biggs earlier, his face was a lot more withdrawn than I remembered it as well. So,
But Jesse was very prominent in the trailers where, he tells Cloud to see you later.
but we have to remember as well, some scenes in those trailers were CGI, I believe.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure if it was all in-game footage.
I assumed it was all in-game footage, even. I sort of thought it was good enough for that nowadays.
Well, I could be wrong.
Although one thing I am sad about, though, after seeing these three, is that, well, it was not really a spoiler though, these days, but we know what happens to them. I'm hoping it don't happen to them, but I don't think it's going to change.
Yeah.
So seeing these three, you can see her, you could probably fall in love with her over the course of the game, and then suddenly cut off.
Well, that could happen that probably will happen more towards the
it's actually,
end of
it was
Midgar
hinted on.
soon.
It was hinted on the trailer.
Yeah.
When the plate fell down, and they were like, did Cloud say was this worth it? Or
Interesting thing is that when you see them on the parachute coming down into Midgar, makes me wonder what transpired before that for them to be so high up over Midgar.
They were on the top of the pillar to stop.
Do you think they're coming down from the pillar then?
Well, if they came down from the pillar,
Because I was thinking they're coming down from the Shinra Tower.
Oh, so you tell me you think there's a scenario where they could have outlived
Towards
the
it,
fate?
who knows? You know what?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm probably wrong. Let's,
No, I would prefer that fate. I want them
Yeah.
to be in the next game as well to assist
Yeah.
the party.
I've got some bad news for you, bro.
Yeah, I know, but one can hope. One can hope.
Okay, gonna next screenshot.
Yeah. I think this ends the characters, the battle screenshots, and the free.
So this is a very interesting screenshot because we have a lot of information on the screen here. So it's like Kai had mentioned before, will they have a scan?
Sense,
yeah, like a
the
sense in the game.
So I think this is a sense material. You were saying a moment ago it was the bestiary,
But
the battle log or whatever.
I don't mind if there's well, I will mind because I want there to be a complete bestiary in the game because it's something that was initially missing in Final Fantasy 15. And it adds a bit of background and depth to even just the monsters of the world.
Plus, it's like a model viewer, or a partial model viewer.
Yeah, I love that stuff.
I mean,
loved it since the early days of Final Fantasy. It was always one of my favourite elements.
Nier Automata had a
I think it's bestiary. I think we're saying it right.
battle log. Yeah, so that counted as half a model view because you can play a few animations out of it, I believe.
Yeah, so this says up here, this is a grass strike, and it's a large bug that, like dark, confined spaces, usually encountered in tunnels and the plate.
Interior.
Yeah. They spew sticky threads from their mouth parts and ensnare their prey.
Oh, this is the annoying mob in
and then it gives
the
you
reactor. I can remember now.
Yeah, and then it gives you a bit of info on ice attacks rapidly fill their stagger gauge, which is obviously going to help you out.
Actually, remember, every battle is going to be quite long, right? So you have to really...
lets you know what... I am taking my time with this game. Stealable items and items dropped and reward, EXP reward. So that's all calculated, predefined. I wonder, is that based on your level to theirs, or
could be a set limitation to stop you from leveling so much, but
so
only time will tell.
On the right hand side here we have some resistances, weakness, obviously weak against ice. They have a lesser resistance and a greater resistance, immunities, absorbed elements, and how many you've defeated and assessed and staggered, which is
how many we've assessed. I mean, what does assess mean? What, scan them?
Maybe. You got some options there to toggle the data and icon key and stuff.
Yeah, well, we don't know what else is going to let us see.
That's really cool.
And I'm assuming that HP bar is the mob's HP bar, which
current HP.
Yeah, it must be current HP. The magnifying glass makes me think. Yeah, I wonder.
It's definitely some kind of scan or sense. So, yeah, I think we garnered all we can.
Yeah, there's nothing we can really expand on.
So let's go to the next screenshot. Okay, back in the menus. This is highlighting the fact that there will be a classic mode in the game that was announced.
Oh yeah, because people wanted the good old turn-based, I think.
Yeah, I noticed some interesting things here. Chat log, dialogue, and so you can obviously change those elements on the fly if you want. Have subtitles and who's speaking. Will we need the speaker name? Will we need to know who's speaking? Unless you're playing in Japanese.
If there,
Japanese.
gotta play it twice, man. One in Japanese, one in English.
Oh, yeah.
And then
the other language.
Yeah, I'll get excuse to play it all.
So yeah, that's highlighting the classic, easy, and normal modes, which is obviously classic is more akin to the original turn-based combat.
Where actually they say turn-based, but I think based on what they said, it'll auto-play the game for you, and then you make the choices of doing the hard attacks, basically, or your commands. So
yeah. So the mini-map you can set as static or move. I think that's just where it faces north constantly and stuff, isn't it? In fact, do we need a mini-map?
Well, assuming it's not going to be Final Fantasy 13, then yes.
Okay. I mean, I guess mini-maps are kind of compulsory in games these days.
Easy mode, I think, will be good. Maybe when we replay it on the 50th time and you just want to go through it again. And yeah. It
would be nice to unlock a hard mode after the first go-around. Maybe.
Hard. Won't mind to prolong the game.
Okay, let's move on to the next slide. This is a really cool screenshot because
upgrading weapons.
This kind of confirms a fear that I had is not true, which is will we get multiple weapons with different models and stuff? And obviously we saw from a different trailer, like the hard edge was clearly visible in one of the other ones, which I was really happy about. Obviously, you got your material slots. Happy to see the nail back there, which you don't even get yet, do you?
No, nailback came from the Temple of Ancients.
Yeah.
Which is near the end of this one.
Iron Blade. Look forward to seeing what that looks like.
I noticed they copied the nailback and hard edge are the correct material attributes. Nailback has no material slots.
So just to go back on what we were talking about, the bestiary earlier, this gives you a 3D model, it seems, of the weapons and items, which is really cool because, you know, the bestiary could be done in the same fashion, really.
Yeah.
You'll be able to see the models and stuff. No reason why it can't happen.
Also, I noticed you can level up the weapon, so same as Final Fantasy 13, I think, where you collect materials to do so.
You know what? That's nice, because who didn't want a more powerful Buster Sword?
Yeah, I'd rather not use any other sword just to retain the.
Maybe it could get to the point where, you know, you level that Buster Sword up into the Ultima Sword, the Ultima weapon, but maybe not in the same fashion as Final Fantasy 15 did it, where it was just super, super easy. Collect this item, collect that item, upgrade.
Yeah.
And there was no real satisfaction in finally getting that weapon for me.
No, there wasn't actually, yeah. And in Final Fantasy 13, when you can upgrade weapons, I didn't know how to because the menu was so complicated. I just left the game as it is.
Yeah.
But I believe that did make the game slightly harder in some bits for me when I first played it through it. But yeah, I don't think I'll. Maybe when I replay it, I'll explore the menu a bit more back then. But no.
So there's a lovely little reference here which says, a large broadsword that has inherited the hopes of those who fight, which is a little reference to those who fight further, right? The
the song, the soundtrack, actually,
and obviously,
or Sako and Jill, which one? You inherited off Zack, and then Zack inherited off.
Speaking of Zack and Angel, very interesting note for this sword. If you look at the detail on it, it shares the detail used in the compilation with the little markings on the blade itself, but uses a different hilt, like the metal part, more akin to the original, like the block. So it's a fusion of both.
Yeah, so taking elements of them and then just combining it into the the thing we see here.
Nice touch. Looks like it's definitely seen some action. And with that, good to see. There is a description of weapons as well, because there was in the original game. There was a little blurb down the bottom.
It just says initial equip, I think, there for the Buster Sword. That's what the note of it says. But
I noticed
flavor text. That's what they call it.
It seems like each weapon comes with an ability as well. As the Buster Sword has a focused thrust.
So it also inherits a Final Fantasy IX system where you can equip weapons and you get special.
That's nice.
I don't know where Final Fantasy IX had extra abilities. I know there were traits.
I know Final Fantasy IX is very popular, and a lot of people would love to see elements of that come back into newer games.
Synthesis. So you know,
never touched it. Final Fantasy IX.
There's material synthesis in Crisis Core. Why can't there not be item synthesis?
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Okay, next screenshot. And here we jump straight into the materia screen. Well, from what I can see.
Look at the core of the Buster Sword. Let's see. Growth materia encased within the Buster Sword. Use Cloud's skill points to unlock skills and enhance the weapon's capabilities. So this is what sphere grid?
Yeah, like a fully 3D sphere
Notice
grid.
how the Buster Sword earned an extra materia slot though. Look on the top left. It starts with two linked ones. So
would you drill a hole in it?
Would it change the look of the sword, I wonder?
Oh god, can you imagine? I'd be rage. Oh, I didn't want a hole.
Imagine Van Jill was
just holes all the way down it.
Like a
honeycomb.
Oh.
So it's got some cool stats like max HP plus 100, strong attached damage in Punisher mode, 5% boost. So it's given us those materia like add-ons that we all loved from the previous games. I mean, let's give it. I mean, that one Buster Sword core, growth materia in case of Buster Sword. Use Cloud skill points to unlock skills and enhance the weapon's capabilities. So this is a materia maybe associated with the sword only.
Material. The fact they call it a core, I do want growth materia. So maybe you have to collect special materia.
So maybe this is the skill point screen and not the materia screen.
Possibly. For the weapon specifically.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting. Next
until they release.
screenshot.
Yeah.
Also, little reference. You remember in Advent Children they had those little like honeycomb like shapes. If you look in the background, there's a lot of them here. They used that a lot, didn't they? In Advent Children.
On the logo, I believe, is when they used it a lot.
And in the marketing materials and stuff.
Yeah, I can remember the site having a lot of that honeycomb.
Okay. Next screenshot.
Yeah, gone. Mini games.
Mini games.
So obviously he's playing darts, but
yeah, Cloud playing darts.
How fun it will be is another question. Now, I think it might be similar to the basketball game in the Golden Saucer, where you have to hold onto your the button and then let go to throw. So I'm hoping it'll be as hard as that. I found that game really addictive back then because it's nice to get a chain for the GP in the Golden Saucer. Golden?
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting point there because I mean, what would it give us beating these mini games in the 7th heaven?
Here you go, 50 gil.
Yeah. Do you get any currency, or is there a prize list perhaps?
I mean, I can't. That does look like 7th heaven on it as well.
I would say so. Yeah, that's somewhere in the slums, without doubt. If you can see through that window there.
Yeah.
Again, one thing, the detail in this game. Look at the texture on Cloud's jumper and the belt. It just looks like an actual belt, and that looks like an actual jumper. The leather, everything. It's just brilliant.
But yeah, this is one of the games. But then we know there's going to be the squat mini game, of course, where you probably do that in the war market. But yeah, otherwise there's not many other details surrounding the game, is there? So here's a dartboard, but again, nothing much is gleaned on it.
Well, yeah, I mean, we saw a little bit of this in one of the trailers, didn't we?
Yeah.
Obviously, you get your tutorials. You can see, but nice overlay graphic there of a dartboard.
Ideally,
shows you how many darts you got left.
Really, ideally, they make it fun, so we have to keep going back to it.
Yeah, I mean, when I thought about this, I thought like, how will the cursor move? You know, like I don't know if you've ever played a darts game on a phone or something. But it doesn't make it easy for you, and there's various factors that will be in there to make sure that you don't
throw a straight line.
You can't just throw like a bullseye immediately. So, and I see the L stick is used to aim, but in my mind, when I first saw this, I thought you could probably use the motion controls in the PS4 controller to do something like that, but I don't. Because this game will probably go fully cross-platform, I don't know how much that will be integrated in that, so... Yeah, so
move on. Yeah, nothing else.
It would be interesting to see what more mini games they will include that weren't in the actual game itself.
Yep.
So look forward to seeing if it's more than just squats, more than just darts. How else will they expand it? Considering this takes place before the whole Gold Saucer.
Yeah, not only that. Considering the whole, again, the thing that still boggles my mind is that they're claiming this is going to be a full game's worth of. We're paying for full game's worth. So this Midgar must be very expanded. But so far from what I've seen, based on my opinion only at the moment, and what I've seen from the trailers and screenshots, I still can't see how they're going to expand it that much. But only time will tell when we get our hands on it.
Yeah.
That's why I talk about how many if these games are replayable or if there'll be more games is I think it's worth considering worth thinking about.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
So we're going to go to the next screenshot now. And we have Rude.
He looks the same as he does in Advent Children. So
yeah, pretty much.
No,
maybe a little tiny bit more fluff. A little less pencil moustache. Looks a bit more like actual stubble that's been shaven into shape. There was actually some a little bit of concept art of him posted as well, which it showed like on his knee area there was like on his suit it looked like there was some kind of like lines going across here, and I kind of thought maybe some kind of knee pad protection, as he's more of a brawler character, isn't he?
Yeah, so looking very, very good, and hoping to see him a lot.
I mean, it looks like Rude,
doesn't it? Like
Rude. You can imagine. That's exactly how I would imagine he would look like.
Well, I can't.
If I hadn't seen Advent Children.
Oh, and well, if I'm saying that, I think Reno's next.
So he is. We've seen quite a bit of this dude. I love the little logo on his cosh there. Is it a kosh?
I know there's a rod, some sort of rod.
Some kind of electric rod.
That sends shocks. But not only that, we know in Advent Children he's been reduced to comedy relief, and I wonder whether he'll carry this role in this game, or will he go back to being quite a threat?
Yeah,
because he is single-handedly. He did set the bomb off back on the plate. Yeah. So we all saw him as the bad guy. But then when Advent Children, when we see him, he's more of a jokey guy. You're a bit jarred.
Do you think he plucks his eyebrows in that shape?
But no, not only that. Has he got tattoos on his eyes? Is that a tattoo? That's not on his hair.
Yeah, that's tattoos either side of his face. I think that was on the original model.
And I don't think I've ever seen him put his goggles on. It's always on his head.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Do you think it's because of the lights from the sparks?
Well, when he uses it.
Yeah, he uses his rod.
So maybe when he deploys the rod to electrocute you, he puts his goggles on just to shoot it. But yeah, can't wait to see him and Rude to be really part of the action.
Okay, so this is interesting because this is the first time we can see a chocobo in Final Fantasy VII. So basically, how they're going to look in game.
Or when we can catch one when we get out of Midgar.
I gotta say that Moogle looks a bit like an Ewok from Star Wars.
Someone said a koala.
And a koala.
I actually don't like it.
Initially, when I saw it, it did look a little bit terrifying.
It's still terrifying.
It kind of does look like the one that was in the game as well.
Does it? I didn't really pay attention to them, to be fair.
Well, you only see them in the minigame and this little sequence.
And the summon chocobo.
I think with the way the chocobos look, one thing I can see...
They look like 15's one, don't they?
Yeah, which disappointed me a tiny bit, because I don't think the butt feathers needed to be so big and prominent. But their body shape seems to echo Final Fantasy VII, the original.
Yeah.
I find it interesting that they've given them unique beak shapes. So the one in the background there you can see has a much thinner, defined beak compared to this one at the forefront.
The one on the right is very sharp. You can see that.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I wonder would that sort of thing factor in when breeding chocobos and stuff? That'll be interesting to see. Not that that'll probably feature in this game in any capacity.
Unless, although the game did say it would include up to Midgar, there could be that potential.
It could be a small section
outside.
Yeah, it could be a small element of being outside Midgar.
Yeah, before you actually end the game. So I kind of wonder how the game will wrap up. So on this bit. So again, there's a summon for sure.
This is the Moogle summon.
They look like they're fighting outside. I can see.
You can see the back of the Moogle there, which it looks like a toddler.
I think
a large head and small body.
I kind of wonder whether they're fighting Rufus. Cloud solo here, and he's outside.
To me, it looks like they're fighting another sweeper, but like
okay, yeah.
Like you say, they're definitely up high, aren't they? Like somewhere.
Or maybe it is one of the side quests, but we never know.
Yeah.
We'll see. Only time will tell.
I mean, all these areas just make me realise how
fast Midgar is.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be huge.
For anyone that remembers the cutscene fondly when they first ever played it, when it zooms out and you think, "Whoa, we're just in this city." Yeah, you can lost for words. But obviously, back then when we were very young playing it, it didn't matter how big that area was because we can't grasp. Or we didn't know better, and we just thought.
Just another small thing to notice of this screenshot as well is that it seems like Cloud is on his own again. So it could be another early section of the game. His HP isn't as high as it was.
I was using HP as a gauge, to see how far they are in the game.
Yeah. Okay, and here we have
remix of the concept art.
Some original concept art.
Reimagining.
Reimagined, yeah, I'd say. Now, we had an interesting conversation about these the other day, didn't we? So, my take on it is that these were concept art scenes that were posted, but they never happened in the game. Now, there's a chance that...
I would say there's a high chance of it happening.
It could happen in the remake.
Depending on the wallpaper you're looking at, or the art you're looking at. So I felt this could have happened easily, just when... This too, when they go back to
after that fateful scene,
the old mighty famous scene. When they returned to Midgar, but then again, Marlene, where was Marlene at the time?
She would have been with.
Actually, what happened to her?
Aerith's mum?
No. What happened?
She was down.
What happened to Marlene outside of Midgar?
She went to Calm.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, why did she go to Calm? Oh,
Did you not see what happened to Midgar?
No. After Midgar, as in the first disc, not after the end of the game.
Oh, okay. I think at some point behind the scenes they would have.
They moved her. Yeah.
She would have moved her.
But also, not only that, Marlene's significantly younger here.
Yeah.
It looks like, but. But yeah, so to visit either. we can't say that's her grave. So Aerith's grave. But
spoilers. So yeah, I'm sure everybody who is taking interest in this video is well aware of the events of Final Fantasy VII.
If not, well.
Okay, this is
Aerith's house.
Massive. This is huge to me because
initially when I saw it, I thought it was outside the Midgar. Then I thought, oh yeah, their house is for some reason got sunlight.
It's just really cool.
It's gorgeous.
I mean, it's kind of again how I imagine it would look.
Yeah, it looks very homely. It looks nicely tended to.
Yeah, the little bits of flower. I wonder if we're gonna find a little bit of materia in those flowers.
The material, the flower bed.
Can't remember what material it was, but this looks one for one. We're on steroids.
I would love to just walk around and take some screenshots.
Yeah,
of this area. Look, a sort of serene.
I hope the camera isn't static here.
Oh,
and we can actually move it around.
That would annoy me if it's static.
You can imagine it being static, though, couldn't you?
Yeah. But yeah. Also, one thing to note: check out that. Look at the entrance to the home.
That looks like a person there.
Is that
little
Cloud?
stick figure.
That is Cloud. Yeah.
That I believe that is a T-pose Cloud down there.
So for some reason, it looks like they just stuck the model of Cloud in there, and did they forget to take it up on the screenshot, or what?
Well, what if it's not a T-pose Cloud and it's Cloud standing there with his hands on his hips?
Oh, I see. Waiting to go in.
Yeah.
But it's just funny. It's just kind of weird that they left it there. I'm not sure if it's just a little Easter egg or a little surprise, but it's just funny to.
It's cool to see all the junk around, like the almost like used materials, and just how dire the state of Midgar is.
And
with
yet they somehow grow flowers.
Yeah, junk everywhere. It literally is a beautiful junkyard. So that's great, and it looks like some escape routes up there along the house, along the balcony.
Stuff you can maybe climb on.
Yeah. So.
Well, there's a junkyard next door. No, next sector. Sector 6 it was, I think, where it was all completely just. Well, based on what we could explore back in there, we know it's just this.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of rocks there, and like mountains.
So it's divided by a wall.
Yeah, I mean, where could that be? Like, what's beyond that? So it makes me curious. Let's move on.
Interior.
The interior of the house. Once again, this looks exactly how I'd imagine it would.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, what I like about this is they didn't go in there and think, yeah, let's blow this place up, let's make it huge, it's got to be really big for the camera. This is still quite a condensed small space, which is how it looks.
Actually, I can't imagine Barrett sitting on the chair.
Like, it's a little small home, which is exactly how it was in the game. I like that. I like that they've kept these
little details
in the game. They haven't changed it too much, but they've changed it enough to make you go, wow, like that. I wanna run up to that TV and see if it turns on.
And I wanna, examine or maybe open a cupboard if possible.
Something I really liked as well in going through the slums and stuff is I was always interested to see like the news bulletins on people's TVs and stuff, like in the background.
Yes.
Because people were paying attention to it, like what's going on, like all this stuff's happening around you.
Yep.
Makes the world feel so alive.
Hopefully, cool. In this case, if they expand it and if, say you run along on TV and you examine it, you can get shown a little clip, news clip of what's happened. So completely expanded. But
I can imagine sitting there having a cup of tea with the gang.
But yeah, this is the expectation set upon us. Although we're not, whichever way, whatever comes, we'll probably still be happy. But yeah, judging how they say this is a full game's worth, my expectations are quite high. But either way, either or, I won't be. Don't think I'll be disappointed. I'll be happy whatever comes. Yeah.
Okay, should we move on? Another concept art
a remix of the original where Reef was actually staring at Highwind.
But it seems in this screenshot there is no Highwind.
But she's obviously on a runaway or some sort of a landing zone. But looking up at the sky, yeah. I do wonder. I do wonder why they actually removed the Highwind, because I felt it was important that they should have kept it in. Now the reason being is that in the next slide I've included a screenshot of the game where in the original game where Reef actually saw. Oh, here's a comparison. I forgot about that one. Yeah, that's the original wallpaper.
So they've kept the like
field.
Base, like air base looking area there.
Yeah.
So you can obviously see that the Highwind could. Well, weren't we discussing before that the Highwind wasn't present at that point in the game?
So
it was locked up in the Shinra Junin.
Was it not? It was locked up, yeah. But then when we get to Junin, isn't there a cutscene of showing the Highwind? I remember a little cutscene before when we were dressed up as soldiers.
Was it when you got the elevator?
Yeah, I believe there's a little cutscene or a little FMV there of the showing
we'll do a little playthrough before.
Yeah, before the game comes out.
Before the game comes out.
But however, yeah, as I was saying, I felt like they shouldn't have omitted the Highwind, because if you go forwards twice, yeah. In the boat, when they snuck on the boat off Jun, I'm not saying it properly.
I've always called it Junin. You could be right there. It's Junin.
Oh, well, whatever the game says, I'll copy them. Because no one's ever mentioned it.
Don't worry, because I went through a phase. I played this game very young. I actually watched my sister play it before I ever got my hands on it myself, because me and my friend basically had no idea how to play a game like this. We hadn't really been introduced to any sort of RPG playing, so we'd actually watch my sister play it because she'd had experience with games like Fantasy Star and stuff like that on the Master System. So we'd watch her play, but I would kind of, because she would read it a lot of the times and we would read along, I would get the names in my head. I'd say them in my head. So for the longest time I called Sephiroth Seraphi because I didn't know how to say his name properly. So it wasn't until when the internet came along and you delve in there.
Everyone had battles over it.
Yeah.
How do you say that? Yeah.
And interesting in your screenshot here, she's called Aeris and not Aerith.
Oh yeah, but then back then they even had the translation problems. But yeah, the point I'm making is that wallpaper, that concept art was actually happened. She actually saw the Highwind. She never got on it based on the current storyline that we know it, but she saw it, and I don't see why in the remade wallpaper, the concept art, they removed it. I really thought it was a shame. I would love to see, although actually to justify this bit, I could think of one reason. They didn't finalize the Highwind model yet, maybe because it's obviously afterwards, isn't it? But that's just a silly thing.
We also did mention as well that this is a possible glimpse of the overworld here. I mean, I know it's just conceptual stuff, but obviously anywhere it'll, it's going to show you big contrast, how bright and colourful this image is to how Midgar is so dreary and has that hue of green.
Actually, remember on the world map, the Midgar was all just grey, brown and grey around it.
It was sucking the life away from the planet, which is the whole game.
But yeah, I think this actually is the last slide now on the presentation. There's no other.
So
yeah. I think there's a next slide onwards. But this otherwise wraps up the media that they presented it to us.
So I think it's all hype from here on, really.
Yeah, so hopefully they release more and then we can get
everything.
more.
I'm hoping for at least one more trailer before release, like a release trailer maybe.
For many more trailers. And whatever this game's song's going to use.
We have the Game Awards coming up on December 12th, so perhaps.
Oh yeah, there'll be something there.
Perhaps there could be something. I wouldn't bank on it though, but
there'll be so many media present, so they must put something there for.
It's possible, but we look forward to discussing it some more in future videos, because obviously this game is a big part of my life, as well as probably Kai's as well, his childhood, my childhood, a lot of your childhoods.
everyone's banging on about this game back then, and we had to play it. So
and the fact that we can now bang on about this game online,
you can all listen to it.
and you can all listen to it, is just magic stuff.
Hoping everyone shares the same sentiment.
Yeah, let's hear some of your opinions in the comments. If you noticed anything that we didn't about these screenshots, would be great.
Although I hope we got our wigs and wedge, not wedge, wigs and
Wigs
wedge. Oh god, I'm getting that on too. We'll go check it afterwards. But,
okay.
Yeah, but yeah.
Thanks for watching, and hit that like button.